picture from a bygone era at Celtic Park. Celtic Jock Weir, Charlie Tully, John Bonnar, Alex Rollo, Bertie Peacock in training during the early 1950s. What if you could hold and own a piece of memorabilia from a Celtic Rangers game with 81,000 people at the game? Yes, yesterday Celtic were drawn against Rangers in the Premier Sports Cup, where there'd be around about just under 50,000 people at Hampden. But back in the day, Hampden used to be a bit bigger capacity-wise. And yes, there's a few medals that you can actually purchase right now, and one of them goes back to those days. There's another one that may be of interest that is Bobby Petter's League medal from 2000-2001, that season where Celtic beat Rangers 6-2 with Martin O'Neill in charge. Tell me all the people that scored the goals in that one, but you can buy Bobby Petter's medal, champion season 2000-2001. It's currently sitting at a bid of 1,000. It is expected to go between 1,500 and 2,500. And then there's also 30, this is crazy, you've got VAT and sales tax of 34% added on. Somebody with big bucks is going to be buying that. But anyway, the medal that I want to show you goes way back in time to a bygone era. John Bonnar of Celtic in his Glasgow Charity Cup winners gold medal from 1950. An absolutely iconic piece of history. Why? Because it was on that day, the Charity Cup in 1950, that Celtic beat Rangers 3-2 in front of 81,000 people. It's sometimes referred to as the Danny Kaye final because the Hollywood star presented the teams before the game. But you can own this medal. It's currently sitting at a bid of £1,200 and is expected to go up to anything up to £2,500. It's a fantastic piece of history, and it's got his name engraved in the back, as you can see there. But what was the history of John Bonnar at Celtic? And how long did he play for Celtic? Because he's a player that might not be known by a lot of people. Full name is John Bonnar, and he was born on the 11th of January 1924. Sadly died on the 14th of January 2004. And wait till you see the people that were at his funeral for Celtic FC. John Bonnar will go down as in Celtic folklore for his part in ensuring one of the unique triumphs of Celtic history. The West Calder born signed from Arbroath, from his son of Donegal parents. Arbroath, fantastic Celtic supporters club. And actually, big shout out to Alan, who stays down in Lasagna, because I'm sure he used to run the bus for Arbroath back in the day. He did a lot for the Arbroath bus back in the day as well, and he stays out here in Spain also. He won the Coronation Cup. Now, if you could just get your hands on that Coronation Cup, because that is the trophy that they did not want us to win. When I seen this, that it was a John Bonnar medal up for sale at auction, I was kind of hoping it was going to be the Coronation Cup one, because that is the big one. The keeper would earn his place in folklore history during that game. John Bonnar was nicknamed Tigger due to his looks into the great Dynamo the Moscow Dynamo keeper. But anyway, we move on. Originally brought in as cover for Willie Miller, not the Aberdeen player, but an ex-Celtic player. He made his debut for the boys in 1948. He kept a clean sheet as Celtics defeated Clyde at Shawfield in the league tie. God, that's a game that's going back in history, that, isn't it? Despite playing second fiddle, even third fiddle, back in Hogmanay in 1949, Willie Miller was injured. It was then that Bonnar and not Alex Danny was given the nod to play. Celtic's best since John Thompson, the Herald said at the time. Now, John Thompson was a fantastic keeper from Cardenden and Fife, and if you know your Celtic history, you will know all about John Thompson's story. For a guy that wasn't a big lad, he was not particularly tall for a keeper. He was prone to the odd costly error. What is it with Celtic keepers and costly errors over the years? So it was in 1953 that Bonnar turned in a string of magnificent performances against Arsenal, Manchester United, Hibernian, to play an unfancied Celtic to lift the Coronation Cup. Yes, the one that they did not want us to win, but Celtic went out and won it anyway. Celtic had a fantastic history at that time of upsetting the odds, as they still do. Can they do it this year in the Europa? People will say not a chance with modern football, but just think about it. The fact that he was supposedly not a big lad and he makes up for his ability and magnificent anticipation. When you look at the young keeper that played for Celtic yesterday, Sinisalo, I think that, going forward, we have fantastic keepers at Celtic, and it goes with the history of having fantastic keepers. So would you like to own this medal? No, not that one. This one, it is up for auction at thesaleroom.com. I will put a link on it. It's a fantastic piece of Celtic history, and I think that anyone that does collect Celtic memorabilia needs to get on this one today, because there is only 10 hours and 43 minutes this morning of the auction left. I'm surprised I waited so long for this one, but when I got the notification, I thought it may be that little bit of Celtic history that I may have put a bid in for myself. The auction details, it is an auction today, the 22nd at 7 o'clock British Standard Time, 7 o'clock in Glasgow tonight. And there is the address. If you want to bid for it online, I will put the link under it. Share this video out with all your Celtic mates to make sure that lots of people have the opportunity to see this, because I think it is a fantastic piece of Celtic history. Could you imagine being at Hampden with 81,000 fans? It would be superb. And let's just hope that Celtic can go on and knock Rangers out of the semi-final at Hampden in just over a month and a bit's time. On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.